Great, guys. I'm super excited to have Erika here from Sweetie's Bakery Provo. We're going to go ahead and dive in, talk about, what got her started, talk about the business, and, overall, just excited to do this interview. So, Erika, let's start real quick. What started Sweetie's? What inspired you to start up this business?
Yeah, so I grew up watching my grandma make cakes from the time I was really tiny. She made very intricate cakes back in the 80s and 90s, and I would just sit and watch her for hours. And it was something that I always kind of thought I might want to do, but wasn't 100% sure. You always have these really awesome ideas of what you're going to do when you're a kid. And that was partially one of mine, but not always. But as I got older and started having kids, I was like, oh, I can make their birthday cakes. I can do that. I watched grandma, so obviously it can't be that hard. It's harder than what I thought. But then my little sister had me make a birthday cake for her little boy for when he turned 1. And she was like, you have to make these for other people, Erika, you're so good. And I was like, no, Haley, I don't want to. That's just a lot. I already have 4 kids. I don't want to add anything else to my plate. And then the pandemic hit, shut everything down. And I was at the grocery store and getting stuff for my daughter's birthday cake, actually. And it just occurred to me, what do people do there's still birthdays, there's still things to celebrate. What do they do if they don't know how to make a cake? I didn't realize that it was something that everybody didn't know how to do just because I grew up with it, And so that's when I decided, you know what? These people still need to be able to celebrate these fun things. Even though life is crazy and it's been shut down, they still need to have birthdays and celebrate the fun things. And so that's when I decided to turn it into a business.
Awesome. So you guys, when did you guys start?
Started in April. It was actually April 18th of 2020.
Cool.
Yeah. Wow. So just over a year. It's been really fun.
Awesome. So what's been the most enjoyable part of owning your own business and starting that up? Especially during a pandemic.
Yeah, I was really nervous actually of how it would go, but I think the best thing about it is the people I meet and the things I've got to learn from those people. I've taken lots of classes. I've had the opportunity to take classes from people who have been on Food Network or have done cakes for 20 plus years, have worked for Wilton. And I've become friends with so many different people that's been my favorite thing out of all of it, is just the friendships that I've made and the people that I've met, whether they're other bakers or customers. It's been a lot of fun.
Wow, that's awesome. And I guess here's a question that I'm always curious about, because I think myself as an entrepreneur, I struggle with this a little bit, is how have you been able to juggle, work-life balance? You've mentioned you have 4 kids, you're married, you're alive. Just life is hectic, I can imagine. How's it been, managing all that, and how are you able to do it?
Some days I don't. Sometimes it's really, really hard. In fact, most of the time it's really hard. You've got kids pulling you one way. You got to make sure that, your relationship with your husband is really good, that you keep up on that. You've got to make sure that mentally you're okay. So I think it's something that I don't know if we'll ever get down, right? It's something that I think I'm always somewhat going to struggle with. But I just try and make sure that, today, my little boy comes in, he's like, Mom, when are you going to play soccer with me? And I was like, dude, I have to stack this cake. Give me 5 minutes. Comes back in. It's not 5 minutes later, but he comes back and he's like, Mom, please, can you come play soccer with me? And I was like, you know what? The cake can wait. I can, if I need to stay up late tonight to get this finished, I can do that. I went outside and played soccer with him for 10 minutes. And he was just like, Mom, thanks so much. That was so awesome. I didn't know you were so good at soccer. I didn't either. But when your kid is 7, you're great at it. And so, just trying to make sure that my kids know that, hey, I've got to do this, but there's got to be that give and take there too of all right, you know what? This cake can wait. You need me more. So let's go out and let's play, or let's snuggle. I've got a 3-year-old too that needs to be on me constantly. And it's Kosi, let's just shift over here for a second. Let's go snuggle for a second. And then, after we're done snuggling, Mom's got to go work on this. And they're pretty good about that. But it's just something I'm still trying to figure out because I'm not great at it.
Of course. I don't think anyone is perfect at this. There's always going to be some sort of imbalances, but as long as you're happy with the end product, then I think it's good. So let's talk about, the family impact of it. I guess a little bit of background on myself. Since I was probably 7 or 8, it was my dad's always owned rental units. So we'd go out and do repairs on them. I want to say we were helping the handyman. I don't think that we were actually helping them. We were handing them stuff, and sometimes they take us to Arby's or whatever. So it was a lot of fun. But bottom line is, I learned real estate from really, like, I don't think you can go more ground up than where we started. So how have you felt like this has impacted your kids, and what has been like the positive side of seeing, hey, Mom started up her business and she's going for, her dream? How have you felt like they've reacted to that, and what's been the positive effect of that for them?
It's actually been really cool to see. So my husband, he's always kind of done things on the side, had his own side business, and I would do the accounting for it. That's what I went to school for. That's what I knew how to do. And when I started this, my kids were like, "Wait, Mom, you know how to do stuff?" And I was like, "Thanks." Like, yeah, I know how to do stuff. But it's been really cool because, now my daughter's like, she's 9, and she's like, "Oh, I want to be a baker too. Mom, maybe when I grow up, maybe I can call you and have you come over and help me." And I was, so she's got these ideas of starting her own bakery, or she wants to be a president of a company. She doesn't know what kind of company, but it's been really cool. We've talked a lot about being an entrepreneur and starting your own company, and how the positive effects that can have on not only you, but those around you, and how you're helping make others happy. When you start your own business and you provide a service or a product for others, they make you happy because, they're giving you money or giving you something in return for whatever you're giving them. And so she's got all these different ideas of how she can make, in her words, the world a better place. She wants to make things so much better for everybody else. And every day she'll come in, well, not every day, but a lot of days she'll come in and just be like, "Oh, Mom, I have another idea. Maybe we could do this with our bakery." And so at 9, she's already...
With our bakery.
Yes, good. Yes. So she's already, apparently we're starting a bakery together when she gets older, and she's come up with 1,000 different names, but she wants to include, maybe Stanley and Lucas can do this on it, and Kosi can help us bake, and then I can do the marketing for it. And so it's just been really cool to see their minds kind of work, and realize that, they can do that. They can be their own boss if they want to be. Sometimes I would always feel a little too old, I guess, to start my own thing, especially when, a lot of the other bakers out there, they're in their 20s and just, super cute and young. And then I'm like, oh, I'm like a grandma compared to all you others. But I also want my kids to realize that no matter your age, if you want to try something, go for it. There's no reason not to. I mean, it's not whether you succeed or fail. Failure isn't failing. It's just an opportunity to learn. And so that's what we've tried to instill in them is, whether it goes the way you want or not, it's an opportunity to learn. So take it and learn from it.
Yeah. I mean, that really is awesome. It's just seeing, you succeeding is translating into opening ideas, creating these new thoughts that maybe didn't exist there before for your kids, and how that's able to positively impact them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, we look at entrepreneurship and we say, hey, maybe sometimes that results in less time with, mom or dad or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's good that, maybe there is a little bit less, but if we're able to use it correctly, it doesn't have to be one sacrificing the other, but the two working together to make something happen.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's super exciting for me to see. So I guess my next question is, if I'm looking to do a cake, or if I'm looking to get, something done for an event, why should I choose Sweetie's Bakery Provo?
Well, I think, there's, like I mentioned, there's a lot of other bakers out there, especially here in Utah Valley. There's a lot of them, and they're all great and wonderful. I think my philosophy might be a little different. I'm all about relationships over everything else. I value the friendship and the connection that I get from customers. I actually have a couple, they're now my friends. They were originally customers who ordered some things from me, and we just hit it off, and I go to dinner with them once a month, just as friends now, to say, yeah, so I've made friends from it, which has been really awesome to see, because they're now people I care about. They're not just a customer. It's not just a number. So also one thing that I really like to do is when people order a tiered wedding cake from me, when they come back in a year, they get a free anniversary mini 4-inch cake, just because I want to hear how they're doing. I want to see them a year later. I want to say, hey, how are you? How are things going? Like, I want them to know that they're remembered and not forgotten about, oh, they were just some person I did a wedding cake for. Like, I really do care, and it really means so much to me that I also want to like give back in a way as well.
That's awesome. Honestly, I think sometimes in this very technological world that we live in, the relationships are sometimes put aside. But I do think that that's where businesses perform the best, is when you have that relationship there. Great, Erika. Well, I've loved learning about, your business, what motivates you, what got you started, how it affects the family. Where's the best place to find you? Yeah,
so the best place to contact me is on Facebook or Instagram. You can just contact me there and I'll get right back with you.
Awesome. Honestly, I endorse that. I had one of your guys' cakes over the weekend for my sister-in-law's birthday. It was much better. I usually don't like cakes. I usually hate frosting, but I liked both of them.
Thank you so much.
Today we have these delicious treats here. So anyway, anything that you guys need when it comes to sweets, I highly recommend Sweetie's Bakery. I think they're awesome people that produce a great product. So super happy to have you guys on here, and I hope you guys all who are watching this can really enjoy that and just help out local businesses. It's always something great that we could do as a part of our community. It keeps us strong and it keeps us moving forward. So thank you again, Erika, and
you.
Sweetie's Bakery Provo.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you so much.